I want to talk a little bit tonight about the whole Casey Anthony situation and her claiming to be a legal advocate for women and the Alphabet Squad. So, from my perspective, I don't believe that you can simultaneously advocate for the Alphabet Squad and women because I feel like, based upon what has transpired over the last several years, there are too many people within that community that have put women in danger. And I'm not saying that that's everyone. I'm not making a blanket statement. So please don't misconstrue what I'm saying. I am just saying that there are enough people within that community who have severely harmed women that you can't really justify trying to claim to be an advocate for both. So, based on that, and also based on my sincerely held religious belief that people are all made in the image that they were made according to God's will for them, and I don't really think that anyone should be able to arbitrarily change or claim that they are not as God made them. That's just my sincerely held belief, and you certainly don't have to agree with it. I didn't come on here to present my belief system in order to, upset anyone or anything like that. My point is simply that someone that has the history that she has, making a statement like that indicates to me that she has a level of confusion that I don't think anybody would argue with. And I certainly don't want her to have the ability to spread her confusion and let it infiltrate the minds of other people. I think that what transpired surrounding her child was an absolute tragedy and a catastrophe of legal injustice. And I do not think that anyone should be a legal advocate who has gotten away with things that they should not have gotten away with. And as someone who has also been victimized unjustly by the legal system, I can say that that little girl was an angel. And what happened to her was criminal. And for whatever reason, the legal system in many areas seems to facilitate people getting away with extreme abuse of children. And it always makes me think of the biblical scripture about millstones being tied around people's necks that harm children and lead them astray from the love of Jesus Christ. I am not saying that forgiveness is not important. What I'm saying is that there are certain instances that when someone does something so abhorrent, they should not be enabled to continue to interact with people in a way that facilitates them potentially harming other people. Unfortunately, we live in a fallen world. And as a result of that, we are subjected to a number of criminal things throughout our lifetimes. Sometimes they happen to us personally, and sometimes they happen to our loved ones. And sometimes when we try to intervene and protect them, other people stop us from being able to do that. But what I find interesting about situations like that is that even though in my specific case, justice was definitely not served, my children were irreparably harmed by the legal system and by the people involved in the fraudulent proceedings. I will also say, though, that slowly the wheels of justice, of divine justice, have began to work in my favor against those who perpetrated fraud and harm upon me and my children. And the way that that has manifested is one former attorney was disbarred, another attorney, that first attorney was disbarred for a year. Another attorney had his license to practice law revoked and all his files put into receivership because of numerous things that he was doing that were unethical. There are other people who have apparently gone into hiding because they can't seem to be able to be contacted through the contact information that was available through the Bar Association. So I feel like, in a way, divine justice has facilitated them not being able to rest easy with what they have done. And I know for a fact that the people involved in the fraud that was perpetrated on me have done this to other people, because I have actually spoken with other people that they did a similar type of thing to and got away with it. So there's a precedent of fraud, and they seem to go through and enact this same series of cons and frauds through the legal justice system in order to enrich themselves financially and in order to devastate the party that they're targeting through these proceedings. Please don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I am not implying at all that what happened to Casey Anthony was reasonable. I do not think that the decision rendered was the correct one. I think that for whatever reason, the justice system is so demonic and corrupt that it did not punish the perpetrator of a child murder. And all I know is that angel in heaven has people on earth that are going to ensure that a similar type of injustice does not happen to children in the future. It is important to advocate for people in the legal system, but it is extremely important, maybe much more important, not to let the wrong people advocate through the legal system. I hope you understand my message. To say that I'm angry that she would even have the audacity to put herself out there publicly, to say that I'm angry about that would be an understatement. If she really wanted to help, she wouldn't need to put herself on a public platform to do that. To me, this screams of she just wants attention. And I don't know about you, but I really don't want to give it to her. God bless you all. Have a wonderful Sunday. Love and light.